Good morning, y'all. Um, I have about 20 minutes. Well, about that long to make this video. Um, the trailer park is sold, or rather, it's in escrow. Woo. My eyes are running today. It's allergies. Um, so that could be a catastrophe, but it's not. I want to tell you that before this cottage slash trailer was purchased, a lot of research went into it. Most especially when trailer parks or mobile home parks are sold. What happens? Yes, it's been in the news. I won't say all over the country, but in several places where mobile home parks were sold and people were given notices and they had to get out. If they owned their trailers, they had to pull them out, put them somewhere else. If they were renting their trailers, they had to find another place to live. Y'all, that is so horrible. And that's an example of developers coming in, wiping places off the face of the earth because they're greedy and they don't care about other people. Now, like I said, a lot of research went into this. Now, Sandy, she has got to be the queen of researchers, and she doesn't just research, she digs deep. So y'all, I am not in the least bit concerned that that's going to happen. Oceanside has a huge amount of their mobile home parks that are under rent control. Now, not every space in every park is rent control, but as in the case where I live, a lot of us have trailers on lots that are rent controlled. That's the only way I'm able to live there, y'all. So I don't want you to worry. I would really appreciate it if you would not panic and tell me about all the horrible things that have happened across the country, and put links in to these stories. I've researched as well, and I have read these things in the news about these developers and these trailer parks. Now, this company specializes in mobile home parks and trailer parks and storage facilities. Now, y'all, places that are predominantly rent control have protections in place. Many years ago, they tried to do away with the rent control in this particular park. And there was such an outcry of resistance, we'll say, to this happening that it was dropped. There is not enough low-income housing, and we all know that. So, but, and I will say this, y'all, and I've said it before, but this is just a little reminder, there is always a plan B. At least I have a plan B. And I would say that the majority of the people, I'm guessing, have some kind of friends or family in the area that they would not be homeless. They might be houseless for a while, but they're not going to be on the actual street. So, y'all know if the horrible, horrible thing happened and somehow this drug out for years and finally they tore down the park, blah, blah, blah. I have my older sons that I can go to. Do I love Washington? Y'all know I don't. It's gorgeous, but it is definitely not where I need to be living. Could I live there long enough to save up some money to get another like camper van instead of living in a minivan? Yes, I could do that, and I would do that. So y'all don't need to worry about me. Is that an airplane behind me? What is that yellow thing? Oh, it's a Ryder truck. The way my shade thing is here, my visor, it makes it look like there's part of a plane and a tail thingy. Anyway, y'all. But I don't want you to be concerned because there's nothing to be concerned about. But I did want to share it with y'all. And I do have a plan B, and that's exactly what I would do. And would I be devastated? No. Life always has ups and downs, ups and downs. Some of them are more severe than others, and we've all had that in our lives. But would I freak out if I thought I was going to have to carry my sleeping bag rolled up behind my back and find a place on the street or underneath a bush to sleep? Yeah, I'd probably be freaking out about that. If I didn't have my older son that I could depend on, I might get pretty freaked out. But I see a conversion van right over there with a little high top on it. So y'all, for me, there is a plan B. So don't be worried. And I'll let y'all know, remember in another video I made, I said there were people walking all over the property. That's what they were doing. They were doing what's called due diligence. And before you buy any multifamily property or even a commercial property, whatever, you do due diligence. And what that means is you do inspections, you look at financials, you have the right as a purchaser to do everything. You can look at everything. You can look at all the paperwork. You can look at all the tax returns. You can look at everything. Property taxes, what the property sold for the last time it was purchased. I mean, you have access to all those records so that you can make an informed decision. So, they're actually right now in escrow. So it hasn't been completed yet, but I'm thinking that it probably will. From what I understand, they are paying less than market price. And that's what you always want to do. If you're going to buy a home, you want to buy like the worst house in the neighborhood. You want to find a good neighborhood with a not so good house. Because then you fix yours up and you're in the parameters of that nice neighborhood. And sometimes people over improve. That is never smart. But that's it, y'all. I just wanted to share it with you because it's going on in my life and it's interesting. And I'll let y'all know as things go along. Now, I'll end this by saying I am very, very hopeful, y'all, that there are going to be improvements. Will rents go up? Rent control is protected. There's a cap on what you can increase rent controlled properties, and I'm thinking it's 3%, something like that. It's small. Now, the people that are in non-rent controlled spaces, they might have something to worry about. Now, you can't just go in when all the other mobile home parks in the area for a space are getting $1,300 a month. And trust me, there are some that are that high. You can't go in and say, well, you know what? I'm going to raise my space rents to $2,000 a month. No, you can't do that. You have to stay really close to the current market value. There's such a thing as being inhumane, even in real estate. So, if I were not on a rent-controlled lot, I would be a bit worried. Even if a person gets $100 a month increase, whether it's in your rent or it's in your lot rent, it doesn't matter. That's a pretty big hit to most people. That's why I never gave my residents a rent increase like that. That's crazy. That will cause people to move. But here in our area, it's really hard, y'all. So I'm hoping for their sakes that these new owners will not go crazy. And that if they want to increase the rents on the non-rent control, take it easy and do it in manageable increments. People need time to plan. Maybe they need to get a part-time job. Maybe there's a family where the mom doesn't work and the kids are old enough to stay home alone, where she can get a little job. But you've got to give time for people to adjust and figure out how they're going to handle stuff like that. So I'm hoping and praying that this company is going to realize that, and that they are going to be somewhat thoughtful to this process. But I am hoping, y'all, that there are going to be some improvements. And one of the first improvements I would make is on the sign coming into the park. So many people just, I don't know, they don't take their curb appeal very seriously. But anyway, y'all, I don't know how long this video is. Okay, it's only 13 minutes. But anyway, I got to get to my appointment, and I hope you found this interesting. Again, don't panic, okay? Because I'm not. Love you. Later.